there's one thing that you could change about the legal industry, what would it be?
Oh, stop thinking like a law firm.
I would like to welcome Riz Mcdonald from Found Legal to the Savvy Lawyers Show. Welcome, Riz.
Thank you, Claudia. Thank you so much.
It's fabulous to have you here. So Riz is based in Brisbane, and her law firm Found specialises in providing legal services to creatives and startups. So really looking forward to digging into that a bit today, finding out more about your niche and how you're going with it and where you're going with it. So we might as well kick into the first question, which is, what is your firm's mission, vision, and core values?
Basically, to help creatives get legally legit. I'm on a mission to teach them how to be proactive about their legals, to make sure they're legally legit. Is one of my stay legit, legally legit is a bit of a catchphrase for me. Mm-hmm. I just want to teach them the value of having their legals in place and being proactive about those, having the right terms and conditions, etc., to protect them. Because when you're not proactive and you're reactive, it actually costs you a lot more money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to sort of the core values that you live and breathe in your firm, what are they? And are they sort of taken from your own personal values?
Absolutely. Curiosity, I value those things. Integrity, honesty, I value those things, and I value that in like-minded creatives. So I may be a lawyer, but I'm creative in how I do things. So I feel like I'm creative as well, just in a different way, we're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things, I mean, you and I have worked together through our work as part of Scale Up, and you sort of came into that with a brand new firm. I think were you just transitioning out of an in-house role?
Correct.
At the time, which is interesting in itself. I spoke with Martin Richardson and Kristen Porter yesterday, both who, have sort of a very similar story in that they were transitioning out of an in-house role and starting up this brand new law firm baby. And one thing that I've always really noticed and been very impressed with about you and Found is how clear you've been from the start about sort of your mission and your vision and who you serve, whereas a lot of lawyers, when they start out, try to sort of serve everybody to get money in the door, where you've always been really clear about who it is that you serve and why. So that's been really awesome to see. And something else that I've noticed about Found is how important branding is and the visuals around branding are to your firm. So can you talk a bit about that and why that's so important to Found?
Absolutely. If I want to stand out amongst a sea of a plethora of law businesses, I need to stand out in a way that reflects my ideal clients as well as reflects me. And the branding was super, super important part of my business strategy and my business goals, if you like, as well. And so I made sure that I worked with graphic designers, I worked with copywriters to make sure that we nailed that vision that I had for my business, because I looked at it holistically. And the brand and the image of that brand is super, super important. And we get so much positive feedback from our ideal clients, which kind of proves my point, if you like, of why I did, initially people thought I was a bit crazy to spend so much time and effort and money on branding, but I feel like the proof's in the pudding, as they say.
And I suppose when you think about who your ideal client is, being, startups and creatives, where, often to them branding is super important. They like everything to look super, super beautiful and on point. I can imagine that is really important to them. So they will see that and it'll resonate with them.
100%. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So let's talk about your team. I know that you've got a growing team at Found. So can you tell us a bit about sort of the size of the team and the roles that you've got?
Yeah, so we have a paralegal, we have a lawyer, and we have an executive assistant. But outside of that, we have an external team as well. My go-to people for my marketing, the graphics, the beautiful graphics that you see, and the copywriting as well. So collectively, there's about 8 members on the team as well. But I don't, there's no, what's the word I'm looking for? There's no plans for me to create a huge law firm. I don't want that. So I'm very careful around the appointments and the hires that I make as to why I'm doing that and whether I can use systems and processes instead. So I'm marrying the two up, shall we say.
And so how do you go about figuring out sort of who to hire next? What's sort of what's your process?
So I go through a kind of a dual process where I have interviewed them, talk to them. I get them to, complete a personality type. I can't remember what it's called now. There's one called
is it like Colby or Strengths Finders?
That's it. Yes, that's it. So I get them to go through that process. I also interview them. I want to know, I don't want them to have, the highest distinction in law or something. I want to know what their personality is like, whether they're going to be the right fit for Find, and whether they align with the core values of Find. I can train a person, on many different things, but I can't train their personality or whether they're going to be the right fit. So it's really, really important to me that they have a great work ethic. They have they align with our core values and the right personality to fit in with the team, because we are a small team, and it's really important to me that everyone enjoys working at Find and also with each other as well. Yeah.
And so what do you see as your role there? And are you still doing legal work?
I am very rarely doing legal work because it was never my intention to do legal work long term. So I've now stepped aside. I maybe do, I don't know, 1 day a month or something. It depends. So I've structured it so that I don't have to do the legal work. And that's why it was so important as well to have the right team on board. And also one thing I wanted to add to that is I wanted the team to feel like they are Find, not just me, so that they feel like they belong. And so that they are invested in my dreams, my goals for Find. So they feel equally invested in that as well. So we have meetings, we have catch-ups, and we talk about all these different things that we have goals and plans for. I'm very open about what those goals and plans and strategies are with the team, and they really appreciate that.
Yeah, well, that helps them live and breathe the values and the mission and
Correct.
the vision.
Yeah.
And can you tell us a bit about your firm's monthly revenue and sort of how that's changed over time since you started?
Well, when I first started, I think I maybe got 2 or 3 calls a week. I had to maintain my in-house type role as well, full time. And within, say, about 6 months, I was taking 10 to 15 calls a week, and that's grown as well. So basically, I don't know how, so it's year 2 now. So I would say we've nearly tripled in terms of revenue since I first started 2 years ago. So it's been increasing pretty much every month. Then we have stagnant kind of periods. I don't know if that's the right word to use, really, where we kind of flatline for a wee while, and then there's another spurt of growth because of all the work we're doing behind the scenes to drive that growth. And I'm comfortable with that. Initially, it was kind of like, oh, why aren't we getting more calls? Why isn't this growing? But then I realized there was, it's because of what I was doing and how I was doing it. It was lending itself nicely to that growth. So it's not been an overnight success, I guess. I want to make clear to your listeners, there's a lot of hard work and a lot of effort involved, and a lot of behind the scenes work, shall we say, and strategy and thought given to what I want to do and how I want to do it. And to drive that growth, it's okay to flatline for a wee while and then see further growth. And that's kind of pretty much what's been happening. And I'm really happy with that.
Amazing. And so where are you sort of heading? Are you wanting to kind of double where you are now, triple where you are now? Like, where are you heading?
I would like to double where I am now by this time next year. Whether that means another person working for me, or whether that means looking at my systems and processes and see what I can do to achieve that, then I'll revisit those things. I typically set quarterly targets and goals. I also set a 12-month and even a 3-year goal as well. And I work back from that to see what's going to get me there. And I guess the other thing I do, and I'm sure this is something you've done as well, is, the whole not crash and burn, but test and learn. And so that if something's not working, some idea or concept that's not working, give it a few months. If it's not working, because of the size we are, we can easily pivot from that into something else, or just, okay, this one didn't work, let's try something else. So we do that as well. And that's been a wonderful learning curve as well.
Awesome. And what is your average profit margin?
I don't know. I would say about, at the moment, between 30 to 40%.
Yes.
I'm really happy with that. And it means I'm able to reinvest back into Found, and it gives me choices, I guess, around what I want to invest in and where I want to invest it in. As well. And I've just been mindful around, I don't know if you've ever read The Barefoot Investor, but I've read that as well as Profit First. And I've used both, an amalgamation of both, to set up, different accounts and all sorts of other things to give me that visibility and that freedom, shall we say, mentally, to make certain decisions and future-proof what I need to do. So if there are any kind of static months or lean months, it's not a problem. Yes.
I actually just a couple of months ago after reading The Barefoot Investor some time ago, I read The Barefoot Investor for Families. Have you read that?
Oh, I haven't yet. I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, well, I really wanted to, kind of going a bit off topic here, but I really wanted to teach my kids about money, because they just thought, mum's got this credit card and you zap it and that's how you pay for things and it's all just magic and paid for. And so I wanted to find a way to sort of educate them on that, and somebody recommended that book to me. And it's really good, and my kids really love it, and I love it too. And so just as an aside, check out that book if you like that system and you'd like to teach your kids it, like do it in a child-friendly way, then it's really good. Okay, I'll do that. Thank you. So can you tell us about what you are offering in terms of your services and your products? Because I know you've got a really sort of innovative suite of products and services. So can you talk us through what that looks like?
Sure. So we offer a mix of digital products, so a course as well as templates, and then custom services as well. And the custom services complement what we offer as templates as well. So if we get a consult through and we think that a template will suit them, so for us it's not about, the custom services cost more, so it's not about the money, it's about what's the right fit for the client. So we move them over to the template side if we think that's the right fit. But we offer a combination of digital products and custom services, and they suit our niche client.
So when you do a consult or is that what you call it, or a sales call? Somebody comes in, you have a call, you kind of do an assessment on what they need, and then depending on what their requirements are, you'll either say, well, you need a more sort of customized, done for you service, which is more, I suppose, of a traditional type legal service. Perhaps they need to be sort of empowered and educated. You might put them on the course.
Yes.
And then, or perhaps they just need a template. And I guess that depends on their
absolutely.
budget as well.
Correct. So it's a
Yeah.
combination of whether what's in their budget, whether our templates will suit, because it's really important for me that they feel empowered after that
Yes.
consult, that they understand the legals, why they need them, and how that's going to work to benefit them. And if it is custom, we give them payment plan options as well if they are on a budget, so they don't feel like, oh, I can't do this right now, that's not going to be right for me. And we say, well, look, we'd rather you be protected, so we can offer this as an option as well.
And those consult calls where you assess the needs of the client and then direct them in sort of the right direction, who does those calls? Do you do them?
I don't do them anymore. My ably amazing lawyer Britt takes care of them. And she's a similar personality to me. She has a bit more patience than I do, I would say. But she's pretty wonderful. So she takes care of those calls.
And can you talk a bit about sort of the uptake of the online course and the digital products? What's sort of the reaction been to those more kind of innovative products?
Yeah, so it's been really, really positive because of the way we've designed the templates and because of the way we've structured the course as well. But what we tend to do is we offer consults, whether you're buying a template or whether you're interested in the course or whether you're interested in custom services, it doesn't matter to us. What is important is that our clients rather, purchase something that they genuinely need or is right for them. So that consult really helps them get to know us, and just also for them to decide, well, yes, I want to work with you, or no, I don't. So it's important that it's that two-way kind of feeling for both of us, for them and for us. And when Britt identifies their needs, we then point them in the direction they need to look into. And we've designed, like I said, what our digital products to be really user-friendly, as little legalese as possible as well, and very practical and down to earth. And the feedback we get is super positive, and any feedback we get, we put that back into our products and services as well, and we adjust and we make changes if we need to.
Yeah, with that constant sort of iterative process. Yeah.
Correct.
And how do you get your clients, Riz?
Mostly organic, actually. Up until recently, I didn't do a lot of Facebook marketing as such, but I've started to ramp that up just in the last 6 months. But prior to that, it was mostly organic and still is to some extent. So we've got a wonderful Instagram account that majority of my ideal clients live on Instagram, so I live there too. And I love engaging with them. That's one thing I've retained and like to do myself. And as a consequence, we get a number of referrals from clients who've been very happy with our services, whether that's a template purchase, a course purchase, or custom service. So we have clients coming through from referrals, as well as visiting our Insta, and from there popping onto our website, because we share a lot of practical tips. We have lots of freebies that we give away. We give a lot of value away, and they get to know and like and trust us through those things and make a decision then to buy, because typically a person's not going to buy straight away from you. They don't know you. It's like going on a first date. I won't go any further than that, but it's getting to know you first before making that important decision to buy something from you.
And who does your Instagram? Like who does the posts and
so it's a combination, I guess. The legal tips and tricks, they're us. But the copywriter goes in and makes sure it's still on brand, voice, etc., and no legalese. Can we explain in a slightly different way? The graphics are done by our graphic designer, and my assistant posts them,
right?
And I engage, because I love doing that.
Yeah. And so is it your assistant who kind of coordinates all of that and brings it together? And
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. And so so they come in, so clients come in through through mostly organic, they will download something, and then once they sort of become a lead, how do you kind of get them to book a call?
So they may, we send out a newsletter
Oh,
weekly
yeah.
as well. So we're given freebies through that as well. And look, over time they decide they're ready to buy. So we've got a combination of some clients are different points of the journey. Not all are the same, even though they are ideal clients. Some are ready. Some are kind of reactive almost and are ready in that sense. Some are on a budget and they're still thinking, oh no, I want to make that shiny new website first, then I'll come back to Riz. So they keep me in mind, shall we say.
Yeah.
And but sometimes a newsletter, some content in that newsletter might trigger something and they're like, oh my goodness, I need to get on this. Yes. And they'll come through. So it's that constant reminder of, hey, I'm here, but without being too pushy about that, through my newsletters and through my Insta as well. I try not to, hey, come and buy from me. It's more a, hey, here are some tips and tricks for you. If you've got any more questions, use the link in the bio to book in a free consult. So we do that. And we also have a free checklist that they can download, and then they come into our ecosystem and they get sent a few emails through that as well, with links to booking in a consult. So it's kind of a organic kind of process there as well, but we're mindful of tracking all those numbers and the open rates and all those kind of things, and tweaking things if we need to.
And so, because I think with email marketing, a lot of lawyers want to do it, but not many would do it very well, just because of the consistency, I suppose, that it requires. And so people, you will have seen this too. Lawyers will start and they'll do a reasonable job, but they just can't keep up with the consistency. So how do you keep up with the consistency of it? Is the secret your assistant coordinating it all?
Yes, that as well, because I would not have the time to do all of that. Plus, for me, it's not as fun as doing all the other stuff I like to do. So that really, really does help. Absolutely. We have a content calendar. I have a meeting every quarter, and we have a chat as a team, not just me and the assistant. We have a chat as a team as to what we want to achieve, what our goals are, what our strategy is. We then, populate that content calendar to reflect that with the content. And we then, like I said, my assistant organizes and coordinates all the output related to that. Yes. And the other thing we do is we repurpose our content. I'm not going to write a wonderful blog article and then not repurpose that several million times over. So I find different ways in which to repurpose existing content as well. That saves time and money. So we might write a newsletter that then may be converted into a podcast or vice versa, or as well as a caption on Instagram, as well as a story or a reel or something. So we repurpose the content in different ways.
Yeah. What would you say is your most effective growth strategy to date?
A combination of my Instagram and my newsletter.
And then in order to double your business over the next year, what sort of strategies are you looking at or planning on using to drive that growth?
So the Instagram and newsletter is not broke. It's great. So not going to mess with that too much. But I am also now looking at paid advertising and what does that look like? And look, yourself, you look at your systems, your processes, you look at what you're doing, and you may need to fine tune certain things. And so we always revisit. We don't stand still. Oh yeah, this is all, leave it, don't touch it ever. There's always room for improvement. So I would be looking at a combination of retaining what we already do and add in paid advertising into the mix to see what happens. And that paid advertising isn't something that just magically happens, and it's not something that will be a set and forget. It will be reviewed and scrutinized, and we're going to probably fine tune and reiterate and do lots of different things with it to see what's working, what's not working, and what can we change.
What would you say is your biggest barrier to growth?
Any limitation I might impose on myself.
Yeah. Yeah. Mindset.
Yeah, mindset. And I won't do that.
Yeah. Sometimes you just got to get out of your own way.
Yes.
From memory, is it you that does affiliates?
Yes.
Yeah. And how does that work for you?
So it's working really well. It's growing. And I make sure that my affiliates feel the love, but I need to give them a bit more love. I think that's one of my strategies for growth as well. And it's a good way because they've been my clients. They know how I operate. They know they can trust me. So therefore they know that they can send their clients to me.
So final question that I ask everybody, if there was one thing that you could change about the legal industry, what would it be?
Oh, stop thinking like a law firm. Stop, don't put, stop thinking like a law firm. I think that I feel a little bit restricted sometimes in the choices. Like, I don't know if this is going to get published or not, but, having to go to the Law Society for your insurance, why can't we go to anyone for our insurance? There might be deeper conversations and requirements around that, but I find I look at my law firm not as a law firm. I don't call it a law firm. I look upon it as a business. It's an online business. I want to constantly be innovating, and I don't want to be too restricted around that and how I innovate in that. And I think it's not even legal stuff as such. It's more the mindset around it and surrounding yourself with the right people. Don't think that you need to do everything. Then you're the jack of all trades, but a master of none. And one of the things I've learned is I love working with the clients I work with. And I have turned down clients in a nice way, because even though I needed the money at the time, I just didn't feel like it was worth it. And it didn't align with what my values were. And it's okay to do that. Don't be afraid to do that as well. So I don't know if that was quite the answer you were expecting, but that was a mixed bag there. So take your pick. But yeah, mindset is an important thing. Not being too restricted around your choices would be wonderful as well.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree. There's been a number of conversations in these interviews about operating like a modern business, and just the restrictions that the law societies impose around taking money up front if you don't have a trust account, around paying referral fees to get leads and clients and things like that, that kind of stop law firms from operating like a modern business. So there's been a lot of conversation around that, which has been, really, really interesting. So thank you so much, Riz, and congrats on your fabulous results and all the growth that Found has got. And I wish you all the success around doubling your business in the next year. I'm sure that people watching will want to go and check you out. So where can they find you online?
They can find me on Instagram at Found with 2Ds Legal. And through there's a link in the bio to my website as well. So go check it out.
Fabulous. All right. Thanks, Riz. I'll see you later.
Thank you.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.
If there's anything these past months have shown us, it's that the time to make lasting, impactful change in the legal industry is right now. So I want to challenge you to shake things up and create change today. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and share this video with your lawyer friends. See you next week.